Are you confused about the right order to apply makeup and wonder why certain products are applied before others and which ones are the best products to use? Then keep on watching because this video is going to be your guide. The first step to any makeup application is hydration. Make sure you've applied your favorite moisturizer and let it seep into your skin for at least 20 minutes before you use makeup. The first thing you'll need is a makeup primer. And one of my favorites is the Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. I'm just taking a little bit in the back of my hand and I'm going to focus this in areas where I have those fine lines and pores. If you have acne, bumps, pitted scars, fine lines, or pores on your skin, the purpose of a primer is to fill in all of that and smooth out your skin. That way, when you apply foundation or concealer over this, it doesn't feel like a bumpy road. Instead, it'll give you that smooth canvas to work with. Primers also make your makeup application seamless, faster, long-lasting, and flawless. Then comes the foundation, and my biggest advice is to choose something that's medium coverage because it's easier to make it light coverage or layer up to make it full coverage. And one of my favorite buildable medium coverage foundation is the House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and I use the shade 300 Medium Neutral. This foundation gives a natural finish, very skin-like, and that's why I absolutely love this. I personally love to apply foundations with a brush to get more coverage using less product. Or you can also use a damp sponge to apply a foundation to get flawless coverage. Take less foundation at a time and layer up if needed to get more coverage. Next comes the concealer, and you use a concealer in areas where you need more coverage than a foundation can offer. My favorite concealer is Milani, and I'm using the shade 140 today. You can use a concealer to spot correct in areas where you need more coverage and also to cover uneven skin tone including dark circles, patches and spots. It's best to let it dry for a couple minutes before you blend it out to get more coverage, and I'm going to be using a cream bronzer in the meantime. Today I'm going to be using the Persona Cosmetics bronzing stick in the shade Sahara. A cream bronzer is used to add dimension to your makeup. Often when we use foundation and concealer, it evens out your skin, but it also makes everything look flat. So you're bringing in warmth into your face using a bronzer. I personally like to use a bronzer instead of a contour because while a contour can give good structure to your face, a bronzer also adds warmth and dimension. I like to apply this in areas where I want to shrink my face, like the perimeter of my face, my jawline, under my cheekbones, and to sculpt my nose. If you need information on any of the brushes that I'm using, I'm going to link them in the description box below, so make sure to check that out. Now that the concealer is a little bit dry and tacky, I'm going to be using a flat concealer brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to blend everything out. And as you can see, while the bronzer added warmth to the face, the concealer is covering up the dark circles and patches around the face to get that flawless base. Now with the residue that's left on the brush, I'm going to even out the skin tone on my eyelids as well. So we can start with a clean slate while applying eyeshadows. Sometimes the concealer and foundation can settle in the fine lines on your face and start to crease or separate out. So it's now important to set it with loose powder. And the one that I absolutely love is from One Size, and this is in the shade Universal Translucent. Loose powders are more flexible and forgiving when it comes to setting your face because they don't look as cakey as a compact powder which is thicker, especially when you choose something that's finely milled like the one that I'm using. I'm going to first set in areas where I use the concealer, then I'm just distributing it all over the face with a powder puff. I sometimes also like to apply the powder with a powder brush. While the powder sets your makeup, it also absorbs all the excess oils and sweat and prevents the makeup from moving, making it long-lasting. Now to add to this dimension, I'm going to be using some blush. The one that I'm using today is a Gen Nude blush from Bare Minerals in But First Coffee. This is a mauve neutral tone blush that goes with every skin tone. If you haven't tried the Bare Minerals Gen Nude blushes, I would highly recommend it. Now let's move on to the eye makeup, my favorite part. And if you're a beginner, I would highly suggest a neutral palette just like this one that I created with Ofra Cosmetics, and it's called the Boring Palette. But it doesn't have to be this exact one. You just need any neutral palette. And it'll be helpful if you also have a white and a black in the eyeshadow palette, and you'll see why in just a minute. To fill in my brows, I'm going to first pick this deeper shade of brown. It's called Depth. With an angled brush, I'm going to draw hair-like strokes. I'm just going along the shape of my brows and filling in the sparse areas to give it some shape. And I'm going to be showing you a simple eye makeup that you can wear every day using this palette. I'm going to dip into the shade Buff, which is the lighter shade of brown. With a blending brush, I'm going to be using this in my socket area, just warming up my eye makeup. I'm going to keep on blending as I layer up until I'm happy with the intensity. And then with a flat brush, I'm also going to smoke it out in my lower lash line, again adding warmth and balancing it out with my lid. Next, I'm going to dip into the deeper brown shade, which is called Depth, to add depth to this look. Just like contouring or bronzing, this is going to bring back the dimension into the eye makeup. And I'm going to use this mostly in the outer third of my lid with a blending brush, and then in the outer half of my lower lash line with a flat brush. In the lower lash line, I'm simply smudging it out close to my lashes. And then I'm going to pick up the black eyeshadow. This is called Intense. With the same angled brush that I used to carve out my brows, I'm going to stamp this along my lash line to create a small winged eyeliner. If you haven't used an eyeshadow as your eyeliner, you definitely must, because you have more control with an eyeshadow. It doesn't smudge and it turns out great every single time. And then I'm going to be using Halo, which is the white eyeshadow, in the inner corner to highlight as well as in my brow bones. And as you saw, you can create an entire look, including shaping your brows, with a simple neutral palette with just a couple of browns, a black and a white. I'm going to finish this look by curling my lashes. Curling your lashes is optional. You don't have to if you're not comfortable. And for mascara, I'm going to be using the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, one of the best drugstore mascaras. I personally like to apply mascara both in my top as well as bottom lashes. Bottom lashes are optional, but it just gives you that doll-eyed look and makes your eyes appear brighter. And here is the finished eye look. Again, this is such a classy daytime look. And as I said, you can apply a little bit of shimmer and instantly take this from day to night. And finally, it's time to apply lipstick. Lipstick is such a personal choice, but if you ask me, you should definitely own one lipstick that's neutral nude, that can either be layered up or down, depending on if you want to use it for special occasions or just for a daytime look. Something like this one from Milani. It's in the shade Desire. The final step in the makeup process is to lock your makeup so it stays put and doesn't move. And for that, you'll need a setting spray. And I absolutely love this one from One Size. It's called On Till Dawn. Again, the step is optional. You don't have to use a setting spray every single time you use makeup. But I highly recommend it when you want your makeup to last for over 6 hours or for special events. And that's it, my friends. Now you have a full face of makeup in the right order in which you can apply basic makeup. And of course, you can tweak it the way you prefer. I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you'd like to watch more videos like this by commenting below, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here or haven't already. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.